Hi. Let's see, Myers is not here, so, it's a new name, I haven't heard that one. Yeah, if I can speak with him, I guess.
Right here in the back.
Okay, thanks. Santiago is probably in, right?
He's in his office.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
I just got cold.
Oh, yeah. How you doing? You have a new name. I have a new name? I've had my name a while. Hi. I'm Sergeant Pagaduan. How can I help you?
How are you doing? Good. Well, I wrote a letter here I want to give the department and, just read it, get back with me. I got my number right here.
What is this for?
It's just a letter in response to the statement that by noon today we're going to be arrested if we don't get out. And that's something that I felt I should respond to. Because the sergeant wanted to know what I was thinking today and what my plans were.
What your plans were?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you tell me what your plans were?
Well, my
plan.
plan.
Read this and then get back with you, or why don't you just tell me what's going on?
Well, for one, I definitely want to cooperate with law enforcement in all possible ways, and I will.
Okay.
If you arrest me, I won't resist.
Okay.
Handcuff me and bring me in. But what I don't want to do is give up any rights that I might have as a property owner, as a property tenant, as it's not just for me, I've got my kids, my wife, and other people. So that's I can't give up my rights to my home and leave because I'm threatened to be arrested. Understand?
No, I don't. But once the house goes into foreclosure, it's foreclosed, and the deed is in somebody else's name, they have the rights to the property. Basically, if you're told to leave and you refuse to leave, then yes, you're trespassing. It's called criminal trespass, and you can be subject to arrest.
Okay. Wow. That's not what the laws that I've read state. But, I guess what I have to do is legally give you the law so there's no ignorance to your department. And that's the laws. I wrote them all out here.
Okay.
The landlord laws that apply for foreclosure. They're all right here, and I put them out. Section 839, the Helping Families Save Their Home Act, 2009. The last one was just initiated.
Can I see that real quick?
You can have, yeah.
Well, I just want to see, because you're saying what the landlord laws are, yeah? This doesn't pertain to landlord-tenant, because you're not a tenant, yeah? You were the property owner.
I wrote this up without any help from any attorney or anybody. And if you read it, you can see I'm not completely ignorant on what you're saying. And I got a lot of questions here. The first question, does the tenant still have to pay the property management team? Does the tenant have
Steven, I'm looking at this right now, and what you're trying to say is that you're a tenant and I was a landlord, but that's not the case. You're the homeowner, and Diane was like your bank, but she actually sold the house to you, but because you weren't paying your mortgage, it's not rent, it's mortgage. Because you weren't paying your mortgage, she foreclosed on September 20th, which is why I came to you that day as well and advised you. And you said it yourself you were going to comply with
Maybe
that.
you should take a look at your mortgage agreement, because if you don't, you give up rights to the house. If you don't pay for your mortgage, it's stipulated in there that it reverts back to them, because they hold the deed. They hold the deed until it's fulfilled. The mortgage is fulfilled.
I understand it. It's just I'm trying so hard to come here and explain, and you're telling me things that aren't true. He's saying things that
Okay. Well, basically the fact is that you have what was stipulated or agreed upon date, which I guess was today at 12 o'clock. So if she does want to press charges, and you're still there, and she wants you arrested, basically you will be placed under arrest.
Okay.
And that's the way it goes. Okay?
Well, I just
So if you want to go that route, then that's fine with us.
Well, I just want
we
you to know
just
I'm not
have to
going
go.
resist, or I'm not going to.
Well, that's fine.
Put up a fight. I've never been.
We don't want
arrested
you to.
before,
We don't want you to resist and put up a fight that, because then, it would take us to the next level, and we don't want that. But you are subject to arrest if she makes the complaint and you are still there. Then yes, you are subject to arrest for criminal.
Despite what all the laws say. And
Yes, that would be something that you can take up in small claims court. It is a civil issue, and you guys can take it up there. But this is criminal. Criminal trespass is criminal. Okay? So if you refuse to leave, that's criminal. It's separate. Okay? So you will be arrested. You will be held on bail, things like that, on the criminal side. As far as the civil side, you guys can take that into small claims court.
I understand what you're saying. But,
this thing right here, what you're showing me, this helping families save their homes, as it's written right here, many examples we're seeing of families living in rental housing throughout the U.S. states, were evicted prior to notice or whatever. This is refers to right here, as it says, rental housing. If you're renting from somebody and they got...
I am renting.
You are renting from...
James Kerner and Nathan Gibson. I have a lease with them. I've had a lease. I'm on a 3-year lease. You guys have never
So
asked
you're
me
not,
for that contract.
you're not the mortgage owner.
No, I'm not. No.
You are renting from... Who is that?
James Nathaniel Gibson and Robert James Kerner, the owners, in California, in Washington.
Diane Simpson is the owner. So they bought. You're saying that now that they bought the house from Diane, you didn't? All this
Yeah.
time you're saying that it was your house.
I own the
You
Kolapa
it.
House of Charity, the non-profit and the business, and
What
I
is your
lease
name
it.
again?
I'm Steve Jenkins.
No. I know who you're. James what? Gibson.
James Nathaniel Gibson and Robert James Kerner are the owners.
And where are they?
Well, James Nathaniel Gibson was in Seattle.
Do you have the number? Contact number?
It's on the house, and it's I
You
gave
don't
it
have it
to
in your-
Sergeant Steve Myers. He has both their numbers. He talked to them. He's talked to the owners.
He has.
He knows the whole story. He's seen the documents with my son. I've never rented from Diane Simpson.
So then, okay. So if you're saying that you haven't received any type of eviction notice
No, I never
these
received
guys
any
or Diane.
from these guys or Diane, because I still show in Maui County them as owner, and I've got a new document. I got more documents Friday showing that Nathan Nathaniel is still in bankruptcy.
Why don't you make a call?
Okay.
You get me a seat?
Yeah, they got accepted.
Okay. Give me some food and stuff, please. So you as a sergeant, I just need to make sure, I made it very clear to Tanaka and also Santiago, with witnesses on record, that I was not giving up my rights. I was only moving under coercion and threat of being arrested, that I'd be off the property, but I was not giving up my right, and there was no agreement that I'd be out.
Okay.
At those dates and
Basically,
times.
as far as the police is concerned, like I said, this is a civil issue, so you have the right to take it up to civil court. Okay. But if they're showing us a deed that they own this property, and and there's nobody supposed to be on. If I say, for instance, I own this truck, okay. If I own this truck and I have the right to this truck, I have the right to kick anybody out of my truck. Okay? And if you want to dispute it, then that's fine. You have the right to.
Real estate
do
law
so.
states that if there's a
But listen.
foreclosure...
Okay,
then-
listen.
Okay.
As far as us as on the police side, we have to do our job. If there's a document saying that I own this property, I have the right to the
Right.
property.
I've tried
Okay?
that.
As far as, let me explain first,
Okay.
and then I'll
Go
hear
ahead.
your side.
Thank you.
Okay?
Okay.
Criminal trespass. Okay, if I own property and I need somebody out and they're refusing to leave, that's a criminal act. Okay, and so we deal with the criminal side. We don't deal with the civil side, and that's not for us to dispute. The civil side is not for us to dispute. Okay, so if you wanna dispute this in civil court, actually what you should have done is dispute this prior to this. You should have took it to civil court prior
I was
to
never
this.
evicted yet,
Yes.
so...
but you knew it was coming. I mean, they told you
I didn't
that
necessarily.
you didn't know up until today. I mean, you
No, I
made
did
this.
know several
You
weeks
made
ago.
this, right? Obviously, you knew beforehand
I
that
just did
today
this
had
this
a.
morning.
You knew from today that today you were supposed to be out. Okay, you were told that. Okay.
By the police,
So
not my landlord.
so if you wanted to dispute this in civil court, you should have took it to civil court and file a claim with them. As far as us is concerned, if I hold a document, if this owner holds a document or holds a deed that has his name on it, and they want you out of the property, and they have this deed and you're supposed to be out of it, and you refuse to leave, it's criminal trespass. Okay? You can go to small claims court and you can fight it afterwards, but you will get arrested for criminal trespass because they have in their hand proof saying that I own the property and this guy's not supposed to be there. Okay, so criminally we have to take that stand.
So you just tell me when I can talk, because I don't have a lot to say. So.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, state of Hawaii is up 496% in foreclosures right now. All the people foreclosing, a lot of them first private lenders, most of them banks. When they foreclose, I guess what you're saying is they become the owner, which is what Diane Swenson did. They have the right to press criminal charges for trespassing all of those residents.
Yes, if they want to, yeah.
Okay, because there's a lot of laws that say that the new owner, whether it's foreclosure or a purchase, they have to honor any existing leases.
Okay, and that's the civil side. That's the civil side. Okay? But in black and white, if they're saying that they own the property and you're not supposed to be there, that's criminal. Okay? So if they want to overturn that afterwards, after you win your civil case, if they want to throw that out, then that's fine, but we have to still do our job. And
So I guess then there's no laws that protect children and families from being homeless in this country. And Obama's new efforts to protect families is not true. I guess is what I'm understanding.
So you're asking me an open-ended question?
No, I'm just commenting. Because I mean, if you read it, it's all very clear in there. You just read the first one, but there's very clear here. It says that they have to give, under the new law, which went into effect May 20, tenants will have to receive a 90-day notice prior to being evicted when their rental home is foreclosed upon. In addition, tenants must be allowed to stay in the property through the end of their lease. Are you saying these laws don't exist?
These laws right here are civil laws. Okay? So like I said, if you feel this is violated, yes, you take them to civil court.
Well, as I understand, I've owned a lot of properties, and the last 6 that I carried a note on, like Diane did, I tried to get tenants out through, I'm not as harsh as her, but it was made very clear to me by the police department that I had to go through the proper
Okay, landlord-tenants is
No, these
different.
were not landlord-tenants. They were the exact note and deed of trust is what it's called.
So you're saying that you had a deed.
I owned property. I sold 6 different properties, and I took payments and filed what's called a note and deed of trust against the property where they owe me and they pay me so much interest and payment each year. So when they go into default, what I do is do what she did, which was to issue a deed in lieu of foreclosure. It's not a regular grant deed. It's a deed in lieu of foreclosure, which means that the court will grant it, but if there's any bankruptcy issues, if any of the owners file bankruptcy, she has to unravel that. And James Nathaniel Gibson was in bankruptcy, and she will have to unravel that.
Okay.
It's not valid deed. I could show you a grant deed, not a valid deed. I could show you a deed, and I could even get a judge probably to sign a deed for a certain property. It doesn't mean that there's a 30-day or a 20-day period in which you can appeal something or which you can file what's called a motion to reopen, but once you run out of time, then there is no recourse. And my landlords that I have a lease with have been communicating with me all along and telling me that I am not being evicted, I cannot go, I should not go, that I'm going to give up rights, and they're actually now demanding and ordering me not to leave the property. And that becomes a very big problem for me because I put in $65,000 of my hard-earned money into it. And I'm being told with 10 days or 3 days that I need to leave.
And like I said, if you choose to stay, then yes, we're going to have to go through our process, which is criminal. And then you can go to your small claims court, or you can go to your civil court, and you can get a judgment on that, and you can go to your hearing on your criminal trespass, and you can petition that.
But
or
do
go
you
to court on
understand
that.
why I've been told by Santiago didn't ask me questions. He just said, you got to pay your bills, and he goes on and on. This is not right, you got to go. And people don't understand. I have to take my lease. Not the saying that I'm the owner. Bishop Felt owns the burger, multi-burger, but he doesn't own the building. He leases the building. Sometimes we speak in ways that people misinterpret, and they don't understand what we're actually saying. I say I own the Kolapa House, doesn't mean I actually own the building. I'm under a lease. I'm not trying to lie or misrepresent. I'm just trying to, be normal and have some normalcy, understanding and stuff. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm not trying to cause problems with police.
Okay, what was the misinterpretation between you owning a place and leasing a place? Ownership is owner. I mean, you have a deed or you have a mortgage for it. Leasing the property, you have a lease for it. That's two separate things.
Yeah, well, it's called the Kolapa House of Charity. It's licensed through the state of Hawaii, and it's a charity house and it's a homeless shelter. And I've got a number of people, long-term residents, living there that are mentally disabled through the mental health.
Okay, that doesn't alleviate the fact between an ownership. I mean, that doesn't tell me much between an ownership and a lease. That's two different things, like I just said. Okay. So ownership, you own it or you lease it. Which is the problem?
I own the business and I lease the property. The property and the business.
Okay, so you don't. Okay, so you don't own the property. You lease the property.
Right.
You own the business.
Right.
Okay.
And it becomes a problem now with these guests that are mentally disabled. I've got mental health and code enforcement calling me asking, are they going to be arrested? Is that true? I mean, will they arrest these people that are over there? They've been there for...
Well, we'll get to that bridge when we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But as far as now, I'm telling you, yes, if we have paper in hand saying that this person owns the property, whoever is there is refusing to leave, then yes, they'll get arrested for criminal trespass.
So I can have a paper that gives me the right, at least, with no... But I guess it's the deed that makes the difference, huh?
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
Okay? So we have to deal with that side. That's the criminal side. If you want to, like I keep explaining to you, if you want to take this up in civil court, you can go right ahead and take it up, which I suggest you do so. If you feel that you need to go that route, then by all means. We have to do our job on our side, which, like I said, is criminal. It's black and white. Yeah, if you violate this, we have to do this. Okay? If you want to go through the civil proceedings and get a different ruling, that's fine.
I guess what threw me off a little is, I heard you and talked to you, but then I just come in to talk with Sergeant Myers just to re-clarify and make sure things were as stated. And he got back with me and he talked to mental health, he talked to both the owners, he talked with everyone, and he said, no, you do not have to go. He laid down the law. He told me he'd been in touch with the legal department, and then, I contacted his department. We were making plans for a lawsuit, making plans for, something to do, and then...
The thing is, you're getting mixed messages, and we're getting mixed information, maybe, what's going on. At first...
Well, no one asked me any questions. They just come and tell me what's going on.
Well, what I'm saying is, if Sergeant Myers told you those things, he might have been mistaken. I don't know. We got to talk to people who are on different shifts, so we're just relaying the message that we're given by our lieutenant.
When I talked to Sergeant Myers, I just said, you contact the owners and talk with them, and he did, and then he got back with me and he said, you don't have to go, and he told mental health that, he told the department, and
what does mental health have to do with it?
Because they send me these disabled people who live there, been living there for a year, a long time, they're still there, and they're concerned about their well-being, if they're going to be arrested, and where they're going to go.
Well, we're not gonna go to those rooms. You're gonna be the one subject for arrest because you're the one that is, you know, you're on the lease or whatever you call it, or the rental agreement, or if not, you're the mortgage holder, or we're the mortgage holder. So as far as I understood, the last time I spoke with you, you said you're paying mortgage, and then your story changed and said, oh wait, I'm renting from these two guys. So this, you know,
You
I'm
look on the lease
kinda
and it
confused.
says that I am responsible to pay their mortgage to Diane Swenson. And like I'm explaining to him, I'm the owner of Kolapa House,
Okay,
and I'm not
listen,
trying to make up stories.
Listen, I called Diane. Okay, I'm gonna wait for her to call me back. I'm gonna go ahead and ask her about those two parties again, and I'm gonna contact Sergeant Meyer as well.
Okay, I appreciate that.
But it doesn't mean, you know, we're like Sergeant Magwan was saying, you know, if she's gonna bring us the deed and you're not out and she wants you out, you know, we're gonna have to go our route and do our job. Okay. As far as the mentally ill patients, you know, we're gonna have to contact mental
You
health
understand
or
I'm trying
whatever.
to protect them and my family.
Of course,
That's the only reason why I'm
I understand that, and we have to do our side. Like I said, we're unbiased in this, yep.
I got a sales
But we have to go according to the law. Okay. So if it does get that far, you know, hey, I'm glad you're saying that you're not gonna put up a fight or anything like that, and that's great.
I'm certainly.
But we have to do what we have to do if it does get that far. So.
Okay.
Like I said, I have nothing personal against you, but we have to do our job. All right?
Sure. Yeah. I just want to make sure I have a chance to talk.
Well, the last time we spoke to you told me with the other officer that you were going to comply with Diane's request and then fight it, you know, through the civil
made it very clear
ways,
because
right?
I didn't want to be arrested.
Right, but that's well over the time she allotted.
Right.
And is that because you were told
because
by
of Myers, yeah.
Timmy Meyer that you can just stay there, right?
Well, that she has to give me a 30 or 45 day
She
notice.
doesn't because you're not a landlord tenant.